How about making a mini door wreath to hang up indoors this year? I'm Julie from Julie Davis Flower Workshops and Flower Start, the online flower arranging classes. Now this isn't a wreath that I made. Local florist Rachel at Olive and Blossom showed my family how to make this mini wreath on this little metal frame. Now unfortunately, in a blogging fail, I've managed to delete the video I made of her, so I'm going to show you how I would make it using all the techniques that Rachel showed with me. So for this mini door wreath, you're going to need a hoop, and what I've got here is an embroidery hoop, which I managed to find in a local charity shop for 50p. I'm going to slide out the middle piece and just use the inner ring, because it doesn't have the screw fixing on the top there, a length of ribbon, and Rachel's advice was to keep your ribbon quite long so that you could knot it and change the height depending on where you were going to hang your ring, whether that's going to be on an internal door or from a picture frame, and you loop it round and fix on like that, and then you need something to attach your greenery on. Now I'm going to be using floristry wire, but if you don't have that, possibly you might have some pipe cleaners at home which would do the same sort of job. So I want to end up with my wreath having bushy foliage coming round one side and then having it mirrored on the other side. So I'm going to make sure that where the stems cross, they're going to lie roughly underneath the ribbon, but I'll be able to adjust the ribbon and move that round if it sort of all moves when it goes round. So first of all, I'm going to wind the wire onto my hoop, I should say, just to make sure that's really firm, and then come along, and I'm aiming to go over and over, attaching the stem in, so I'm making sure I'm not catching any of the leaves in, because I want to keep the green leaves on, and if you wind over them you'll damage them and they'll break and fall off. So keeping it as neat as you can, because you will see this wire going round, and then come to the middle. Might give that a couple there, and then I shall take in my other piece and lay that over the top. Make sure it's sort of using the natural curve. Actually that bit's got a cut end in it. I'm going to swap that and put this piece in because it's the natural tip. Didn't want to see that cut piece there. So a couple of close together turns at the bottom there, and then start to bind round again like that. So this makes it quite quick to do because I'm only binding over part of the hoop. But if you wanted to make a complete circlet, then I would start at one end, perhaps where you've at the top, and put your greenery in all facing the same way, and then by the time you got back to the beginning again you won't be able to see where you started, and it makes quite, a nice continuous flow going round. So that's gone to there, and then I'll do a couple more in situ in the same place just to finish off, and then you just need to be really careful about these cut ends of the wire because you don't want them to scratch you or to scratch your door, so just make sure it's tucked out of the way, and then you can have a quick adjust, and there you'd have it, a really simple little mini door wreath to hang on an internal door or in place of one of your pictures this Christmas.